How you doing, everyone? It's AfroDJMac here with this week's free weekly Ableton Live Rack, and this is a special one that was created with Boulder, Colorado's Mark Mosher, sound design producer extraordinaire. This is what it sounds like. Except the drums. That's a mystery set of drums. I'm gonna run a little contest. If you can name the source of those drums, I will send you a free copy of my Teenage Engineering OP1 rack that I made with this beautiful bad boy here. If you can name those drums, be the first one, and you are the winner. Okay, so this was created from a sample, as I said, given to me by Mark Mosher, who runs the blog Modulate This. Great source of information. He does some really cool stuff with all kinds of controllerism, and runs the site Modulate This, as I said. I'm going to let him explain to you how he came up with this sound for us to use as a source of this instrument.
Hi, this is Mark Mosher from Boulder, Colorado, and I'm here with Brian, and we're collaborating on a live pack. And I'm using, I created all the source audio for the live pack, and to do that, I programmed a bunch of patches from init using Yuhi's wonderful Zebra 2 synthesizer, which you can see back here. Well, one of the patches uses something I call FM motion, and what I've done is I've used Zebra. Maybe many people don't know Zebra also can do FM synthesis besides subtractive synthesis and wavetable synthesis, but there's an FM oscillator in it, and with FM, if you modulate the pitch you can change the timbre. So if you see, I have a step LFO running, and if I press a key, the LFO modulates not only the pitch, but the timbre. Isn't that an awesome sound? So what I did is, for this particular instrument, is I created this patch from scratch, and then I resampled it and sliced it a bunch across the keys, and then I handed it off to Brian, who then racked it up and then took the instrument to the next level. So the idea here would be to extend what you can do with Ableton by using these, having somebody like me program original harmonic content in something like Zebra, slicing it all up and then racking it up in Ableton Live. And when you do that, I think it opens up even more possibilities. So hopefully this is just the first collaboration with us. We're using Zebra for this one, and I think we're going to get multiple instruments. I did other patches as well, but that's the basic idea: create a patch from scratch, resample it, slice it up, load it into sampler, and rack it up and create a playable instrument out of it.
Okay, thank you very much, Mark. Please make sure to check out Mark's site and follow him. He's a great source of knowledge and inspiration. So here's our original sound. So what I've done is to rack this thing up into this instrument. Added a few things in there to make it a little more exciting. But so basically what's happening when you are using this instrument is you have all these different slices of this sample, and I'll just show you like what they look like. You can watch them down here as I just, they're little tiny pieces of this. Really tiny. I'll show you exactly how tiny it is. So basically it's just this particular waveform looping, and that changes for each one. It's the same sample, but it's just a little tiny slice of it all the way down. And each one has a very different sound characteristic. And if I show you what they sound like on their own, I'm going to take off this LFO. I'll explain that in a second. But basically, we are hearing this particular sample, which is down here. Now I can switch it, we get a different one. Notice how the sound changes a little. That's as the FM is being modulated, as Mark showed us. So, some of these are really nice, rich harmonic tones that you can use. If you just turn off this modulation, you can stay with them. Now, to explain the modulation, what I'm doing here is I'm randomizing this, the sample selector, using this noise wave shape every 64th of a beat. So it's just constantly changing it. So every single time I press a note, basically, it's picking a different sound. So I'll just play one note and you'll hear how it changes every time I play it. It's just cycling through these all randomly. So it gives you this like evolution of your sound that will never be the same every time it plays back. If you want to just keep one sound, just turn this LFO off here and select the one you want. Some nice warm sounds in here. Like that one, I love that one. So I'll bring my little guy back down here. Okay. So just to illustrate that too, you know, we have this little thing I threw together, and you can hear even in this one sound that this is constantly evolving. Every time this plays through, it'll be different. I know this is a longer clip, but every single time it'll be different. Different sample. Okay. So what I've done to kind of make this a little more exciting, I thought I'd throw an arpeggiator on, since that will always be changing. And it's, as you turn this knob, you'll notice that the arpeggiator begins to cycle through its different speeds here, and it turns on. So we'll play. And you just hear this constant evolution of the sound that's done by this modulation. Now we can control the style, which is right over here with the next knob. It's kind of fun to hear what chords sound like. Very glitchy. And as we turn the gate knob, we get longer and shorter notes. Very cool for like rhythmic chord playing. Okay, now the decay. What this does is basically tells, you're telling the plugin to decay the MIDI velocity down to 0 over the course of that span of time. Okay, now I will fix this for you. I just messed around with the velocity a second ago, but you need to have that on for that to do anything. And the more you put it up, the more drastic the effect is. So it sounds like it's fading out, basically. And that turns off all the way to the left and turns up to however long you want to do it. Next we have the filter. Standard kind of stuff here. I've thrown on a delay and a chorus just to kind of space it out a little. And that's the instrument, really. It's pretty versatile, especially once you start deciding if you want this LFO on or off. That really, you know, makes a big difference. Okay, thank you very much. This is AfroDJMac. Big thanks to Mark Mosher for supplying the sample, and check back next week. We got some more fun stuff in store.